On March 17, 2017, Tomi Lahren had an interview on the popular talk show The View. She stated that she was pro-choice, which means that she is for abortion. She was suspended from her job, and she is now suing for her former boss, Glenn Beck, and his media company, The Blaze, where she worked. In the lawsuit, it states that she was fired for her views. So, we are going to inform you about Tomi Lahren before her career with The Blaze, what led up to her job with The Blaze, the reason behind her termination, and why she is still being paid.
Tomi Lahren made a name for herself at a very young age. Tomi was born on August 11th of 1992. She was born and raised in Rapid City, South Dakota, to a military family. In a 2014 article titled Rapid City Woman Anchors Political Talk Show at 22, Hammond notes that her parents taught her to have a strong work ethic and the importance of a family and the community. Tomi grew up in a very strict environment since she was in a military family. She attended school at Central High School in Rapid City. In high school, she always had a passion for politics. She was the student body president and the school board representative. For college, she decided to move to Nevada to attend the University of Nevada. At the University of Nevada, she was able to complete a higher education and receive the degree that she wanted and needed. Tomi Lahren was a very good-looking and talented person. Her good looks never did any harm to her. It kind of added to her portfolio. She was very lucky and talented. Before she got into all the journalism, she interned for Republican Congresswoman Kristi Noem. She was the first intern for the Congresswoman Noem's Rapid City office. The internship kind of showed Tomi the good and bad side of government work. After she interned, she realized that she did not want to be in politics. Tomi then applied to intern at One America News Network. She submitted her information in hopes to just be an intern, but Robert Herring offered her her own TV show. Her talk show was On Point with Tomi Lahren. Tomi had this talk show from 2014 to 2015. In 2015, Tomi announced that she completed her work with One America News Network and that she was moving to Texas. Once she moved to Texas, she began hosting a new show. This is when she began hosting the new show, The Blaze. Tomi had this contract for about 2 years. Then in March of 2017, she was suspended from the show. She made controversial statements that included things about racism, police cruelty, and the liberal viewpoints. Tomi was not afraid to express her own opinions and viewpoints.
Many of you may know the political commentator Tomi Lahren. I'm going to talk about her career, how long she worked on The Blaze for, what jobs she had before The Blaze. Tomi is one of the luckiest media personality ever. In 2014, she was seeking for an intern opportunity to own a whole show. In 2016, she appeared on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. Currently, she has worked for a show called The Blaze. She was previously the former On Point host on the San Diego-based Cable One America News Network. In 2014, her job title on The Blaze is a news anchor. Tomi has only worked on The Blaze since 2015 and has now been suspended. Tomi has become very popular, and on Twitter she has 700.6k followers, and on Instagram she has 767k followers. She has made herself known with growing up in a small town of South Dakota because of her political work. In 2016, with the New York Times describing her as a rising media star, and in March of 2017, after stating that women should have access to abortions, a lawsuit sent Tomi on suspension from The Blaze. Tomi also hosted and was an associate producer for the show The Scramble. She also interned with Representative Kristi Noem. And today, Tomi's pro-choice position has put her in danger of losing her job on The Blaze. With being popular on social media, Tomi posts a lot of tweets, and according to Daily Headlines website, stated that Tomi is deleting old tweets because Twitter users have decided to do a deep dive into her history on the social media platform, causing the sort of tweet storm the young anchor is usually responsible for in a very different way.
Now the big talk is of the recent firing of this young commentator. The conservative talk show host claims that she was ousted from her program on The Blaze after she said that she was in favor of abortion rights, while appearing on the ABC's The View on March 17th. According to a Fox News Entertainment website in 2017, she also stated, "I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say I'm for limited government, but then think it's okay for the government to decide what women do with their bodies." A Blaze producer also traveled with Loren to her appearance on The View, in which Loren stated after the show the producer applauded her appearance. She also received several congratulatory emails from coworkers. And no one told Loren that her statements on The View were either improper or inappropriate. Her appearance on The View aired Friday, and on that Sunday, The Blaze said her nightly television show, Tommy, would be suspended. The Blaze canceled Loren's show after she made her controversial abortion statements last month on The View. Her coworkers placed yellow caution tape spelling an X on Loren's dressing room door. The Blaze terminated her work email account and won't allow her access to her Facebook page, where she has 4.2 million followers. According to a Dallas News website in 2017, that was all retaliation and added up to her being fired, even if The Blaze considers her status there a suspension. In the days following her remarks on The View, she and her former boss, Mr. Beck, clashed on Twitter. He mocked her for saying she was a libertarian. He also wrote that he supported a diversity of opinions among his employees at The Blaze, and that no employee would be fired for their point of view. But it was made very clear to her she was being terminated for what she said on The View. According to the New York Times website in 2017, Loren was understandably disappointed, saddened, and in shock for being suspended for freely expressing her opinion. As she stated, there was nothing in her employment contract prohibiting her comments on The View about abortion.
Since the news hit the headlines, this is a question that many people have been asking themselves. Why is Tomi Lahren still being paid and remains under contract with The Blaze? First off, Lahren has been arguing that she has been effectively fired since she was locked out of her work office and her work email account. During this process, Lauren's show was also canceled, which is another reason that she believes she had been effectively fired from The Blaze. The Blaze has denied Lauren's claims that she had been fired and say that she is still being paid and remains under contract. Throughout this process, Lahren has filed a lawsuit asking for her personal Facebook account back. These are her claims, whereas The Blaze claims that they are the rightful owner of the Facebook account and that the account was a work Facebook account set up by their company. Lahren will be freed from her contract in 6 months, despite the outcome of the lawsuit. The Blaze has requested that the judge finds the employment contract still in effect and that Lahren will remain an employee. The Blaze has also asked the judge to consider them the lawful owner of the Facebook page, according to Naomi Martin. This is why Tomi Lahren will remain under contract and is still being paid.
Tomi Lahren grew up in South Dakota and since then has become a popular figure with her show on The Blaze. She is a news anchor and talks mainly about politics and expresses her view on each specific issue. So was it necessary to fire Tomi Lahren for stating her personal opinions? No. We all feel like it was uncalled for. She said in her show that she was in favor of abortion rights. Nowhere in her contract prohibits her comments on abortion. After her show aired on Friday, a few days later, the show was shut down. We can agree that her show has caused controversy over the years, but it was unfair for her to be fired. She was simply expressing her feelings, and that is what the show promotes.